I was only here for
Oh, let me introduce you. This is Angela
oh,
Filer. Angela, welcome. Thanks for coming to tell your story.
hi everyone. My name is Angela. I know I didn't meet many of you. I've only been here for a few weeks this time. This is my third summer looking for a job. Uh, I found one and then things changed. And then I worked and then I was looking again. And so I just, here I was. I was at a company that I loved for about 8 months, and then I didn't love it anymore. And so we decided it was best if I separate from the company. It was a really small company, 11 people worked there. So I left on good terms, and then I was back at it. Um, and then I think one of the biggest things for me this time around was maybe utilizing AI to help me with my resume. Um, Make sure those bullet points were really clear and concise. They appeared how I would write them, but maybe not in the same format. So I found that very helpful to make sure that everything looked crystal clear and concise. Um, and then let's see. I guess I should say that I wasn't looking for, I was looking for like admin type roles, administrative assistant roles. I like that type of job. I've done managers and I've done sales people. So I've done all types of roles, but I really liked being an admin. And I actually interviewed with a company that it was for a specific job title, and they're like, actually, we have another one in mind for you that we really think you would be good at. And I love being on the customer service side of things. I love helping customers. I love figuring out problems. And so my new role is with Murphy Doors, and I will be the after. So after the sales process, after the installation, and then solving any customer issues, which is a role I've done before with a previous company. Uh, and I actually really like that, solving problems and figuring out how to help the customer be happy at the end, even if though there is a problem. So uh, that's it. I'm grateful this time around wasn't very long, but it's sometimes it's the last few times it's been months where I've been looking. So uh, I'm very grateful um, that this was very short for me. So I don't really have anything else to say, Steve. I'm sorry.
That's perfect. That's perfect. So who has a question for Angela? Don't everybody volunteer at the same time.
It's okay if you don't, because we haven't really built a connection, any of us. So,
I think Jason's the only person who maybe knows you. There we go. Jason does raise his hand.
oh yes, hi. I remember.
Oh yeah, I remember you too. I saw, like I say, Steve was talking about. Oh, she was just here, and I saw your little title box come and go, and I wasn't quite sure what that was about. Um, but yeah, it was a name I remembered.
Yeah.
But so you were in the interview when they said, "Oh, instead of this position, what about this one?"
Um, well, I found the job not through through their website. So they had several job listings posted. I just didn't see them. And based on my experience and just how the interview was going, the HR person recommended that as an option for me, just because of the way the interview was going. Um,
Right.
and then that's the role that they offered to me, and it'll be perfect. It's right up my alley.
Yeah, because you said you'd done customer service before, so. Um, has it started yet?
I actually start Wednesday.
Wednesday.
It was a quick, I got the offer on Friday and they're like, your anticipated start date is Wednesday, which actually works well for me because I am not working with the other company that I was with.
Right.
Um, so it worked out. But
And you didn't negotiate for that
so
three
I
hundred thousand dollars.
actually, no, this is not a role. So I actually communicated briefly with Steve over the weekend about this. I am making the same hourly rate that I was making with my previous job. This job actually offers more. It's a bigger company. It offers more to its employees than my previous employer. So,
Mm.
and it's closer to my home. So, um, I didn't feel like I needed or wanted to negotiate for a higher rate per hour. I'm comfortable with where it's at
Right.
for the role that it is. Um, if it was a supervisory role or a position where I was maybe leading a team in a way or something like that, I would have, but this is not that type of role. So
Right. Well, I hope you enjoy it. And yeah.
I don't see you next summer.
Right.
This has
Yeah.
been like an
Yeah.
every summer thing for several years. It's kind of frustrating, but
Well, and Dallas was just here, and he's another redo guy. So yeah. So yeah, like Steve says, come back and offer us all work, and then that'll be a good time to come back.
there we go. Well, if any of you are in the AI realm, if that's something that you're going at, Murphy Doors in Roy, Utah does have some positions open. I was
Mm.
reviewing that this morning. That is not my expertise. Um, but if that's something that is up your alley in computer stuff, some of you should take a look and see if it's worth the time, money. I know that's a driving factor for a lot of people. So, um, but I really don't. Does anybody have any questions? Or if not, we can be done.
Good
Steve,
luck.
yeah, thank you. Steve asked me if I wanted to share my story, and I'm like, I wasn't here very long. Um,
It was a spur of the moment,
yeah.
I on the weekends I'm kind of off the grid, so I didn't see it till yesterday. But yeah, but I'll ask anybody, as you guys know. I mean, and Angela's, I know Angela personally. I know her family and kids as well. So, anybody else have a question before I end the recording?
I do.
Okay.
Hi, Angela. I'm Christine. I don't
Hi.
I don't know if we've ever been introduced, but I can just see in your background that you like to sew. And I'm
Yes.
wondering and I'm wondering what you do because I was sewing last night.
Oh, I have sewn for a lot of years. I've done it professionally and now I'm just personally, I have a small creative arts business that I've been trying to close because I just don't have a lot of time, but God keeps telling me to keep it open. Um, so I sew lots of things. Currently, I am repairing my friend's pants, hemming them to fit nicely and things like that. But I'm making a dress on in a space that you can't see, but so I kind of do it all. I like to in my store I make blankets and little art kits. Um, I have three boys and they like the older two don't so much, but my youngest takes Legos everywhere he goes. And we lose
Nice.
pieces. So I have made a version of like a quiet book that can have coloring books, and it has the flat brick board in it that it's Velcroed on, and then there's pockets that you can put crayons and Lego pieces in, and so you can have an activity book in those moments where you need to be quiet, whether that's church, the DMV because that takes time, or just any of those places in the car. I made it so that things wouldn't fall out all over the floor, and bit of a labor of love. So I'm a super creative person.
What's your shop called?
It is called Boom Glitter Creations.
Boom. Nice.
Yeah, it's I have a storefront on Etsy.
I'll have to visit your storefront
Well,
then.
thank you. I'm Christine, and what do you sew?
I'm sort of like you. As a matter of fact,
Okay.
I've sewn quite a few quiet books myself.
Okay.
And last night I was doing some repairs on my daughter used to do rodeo queening. So I was fixing some rips and tears so I could post her old shirts online
Oh,
and sell
wonderful.
them because I think we've evolved past that now, but they're still in great condition. And yeah, it was kind of making me a little bit sad. So
Memories though. You should turn those t-shirts, or if you have them, into blankets.
oh
T-shirt
yeah,
blankets. Yeah.
great
So,
idea. I love it.
so
Well, congratulations on your job.
thank you.
And I'll visit your store and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, and good luck to you as well.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, Angela, any advice for whoever who watched this video or those who are present right now?
I have been in this place a few times, and my husband has been in this place a few times, and we know that it's a hard place to be. And just keep plugging along, find that peace that you can. I loved the gentleman that was here, I believe it was last week, where he he was in counseling, and I love that. If that's something that you need, mental health is super important. But sometimes even just changing your office space can be helpful. It just hold on, you'll find it. I know people keep saying that it's a hard market, but I don't think it is. Sometimes you just have to hold on, and you'll find that place that's perfect for you, and it will happen in the time and space that it's supposed to, and it will be the job that you needed to be at that time in your life. For me, 8 months at my previous company, that was the time that I needed at that company and the things that I learned there. Um, but it will happen for you. Just hold on and be patient. And sometimes if you need to take a day off from looking for a job, take a day off. And focus on maybe some personal things. But you'll get there, and I wish you all the best of luck. And yeah.
Somebody raised their hand. They do. Somebody wants to have a question. Larry, are you there? Ask you to unmute, Larry.
The last job that I had, instead of trying to get more money, I asked them for an extra week off. And they said, after a while, they said, okay. So
I love that.
just a thought.
I guess in my negotiation, Larry, I did indicate that I needed additional time that I had already scheduled off with my previous employer, but you know how the prorated system works, right? So in a way, I did ask for more time off just because it's scheduled and on the calendar, and so but I am very comfortable with the offer that they gave me, and I didn't feel like I needed to negotiate. And I think
Fine.
sometimes that's okay. I don't think I finished this the last time, but when I messaged Steve and he's like, it's okay to be okay with the offer. You don't have to you don't have to counter. And I was talking with my husband, and in a previous opportunity for him, he's like, I didn't counter because it was significantly higher than what I was previously making. So he's like, I was very comfortable with the offer. Uh, and you're right, there's things outside the box, like ask for an extra week or um, whatever that looks like. But for me, I'm very comfortable with the offer that they gave me. Um, and I'm very lucky. Um, there are bonuses to working for a slightly bigger company than a really small one. So, but thank you, Larry. I appreciate that.
I actually want to say something, and maybe Angela knows this story. She may not. Give me a sec here. Um, so I feel like I've worked with the whole family. And so she may or may not know this story, but her father-in-law, his name is Ty. And we in the time job team met in person, and Ty gave one of the best lines ever in negotiating. And the company he worked for, he'd worked for a long time. And I remember this company he was going to work for is called Hill-Rom, and they offered him, I think it was 20,000 more than his last job. And but he knew I would ask that question. And so he decided he would ask. So he just said, is there any more room in that figure? And they gave him another 5. So yeah, I didn't know if you ever knew that story about Ty,
Yeah.
but yeah. So,
I did know about that story. So,
so, all right. Um, Anybody else before? I don't want to cut anybody off, but anybody else?
oh, could I actually share one more thing? I
Yep.
meant to share it last week. We were talking about networking over the holidays, and I wanted to share something positive with you. Like Steve said, my family has kind of been in and out throughout our professional careers with Steve and the support team, job team can offer. Um, but one thing I wanted to mention is my husband. In one of his previous rounds of unemployment, did exactly what Steve suggested and sent out a Merry Christmas or Happy New Year or whatever the holiday was, I don't recall. And he he had interviewed with this company previously and he was still connected with the recruiter and the team, and he sent out that they selected another candidate, right? That's, they only have one position. And he said, "Oh, hey, thanks so much for sending me this." We'll say it was Happy New Year. And Happy New Year to you. And oh, by the way, I see that you're looking for a job. We have a new position that just opened up and we think you should apply. Or I think you should apply. And he ended up getting that role. Um, Previously, he had made it to the last 2 candidates and they went with somebody else. Um, but just those simple, hey, Happy New Year, um, can mean something bigger than it is. It's not always going to turn into a job, but for my husband, just because he reached out, the recruiter said, "Hey, we have a job that we think you would be great at. You should apply." And he ended up working for that company for several years. So those connections are really important. Um, I am not so good at the connecting with people, but it is beneficial in the way that you use it. Um, my challenges is my network on LinkedIn was from a previous industry that I no longer want to be a part of. So I have found myself very in kind of a like pigeonholed. I didn't know how to expand from there, but there is benefits to that networking and wishing somebody a happy holidays or whatever, just or a happy birthday because you're thinking of them and it might spark that memory that they had spoken to you or seen something that would be perfect for you. So that's it.
Okay. Let's give Angela a big round of applause. Okay. And I'm going to end this recording when I figure that out.